Okay, we're recording now, and hopefully this set of batteries will actually make it through the recording and I won't have to go track down another set. But I decided to shoot just a quick video to try to clear up a little bit of the confusion going on in the electricity thread right now in relation to when you run a sub panel, exactly how much current is coming across your neutral. Usually when you run a sub panel, it'll be a 240 volt feed at, let's say, 50 amps. That would be about a 6-3 cable, meaning 6 gauge, 3 conductor, and usually with a ground. Now, it seems to be some confusion on exactly how much current will be traveling back on the neutral since you're breaking the 240 out to 110. And in order to get to 110, you may or may not be aware that what happens is one half of your 110 is one of the hots, and the other half is the neutral return. And there seems to be a little bit of confusion, or I should say a lot of confusion going on about, well, exactly how much current's going back. A lot of individuals see one mode is that, okay, if I have a 50 amp run and the max I can draw is 50 amps across any of the two legs, period. And the other thought is, well, not really, because you can actually draw 50 amps per leg, and what will be going across the neutral will be very minimum, provided that you keep your loads balanced between the two phases. So what I did here was I just made up a little bit of a test rig, and what I've done is I've borrowed the dryer plug, just to show you here. This is my main panel. Here's the breaker for the dryer. It's a double pole breaker, meaning that one half of the 110 or 120, whichever you prefer, is coming across one phase, and the other half is coming across the other phase. Now I'm gonna say two phase, and yes, your die-hard electricians out there will tell you that residential home is really split phase, but just out of habit and the way it's been referred to forever, I'm just going to say, one phase, two phase, and be done with it. But what I'm using here is just the feed for the dryer, which you can see is a double pole 30 amp breaker. Again, just 220 going to the dryer. And I've attached a 220 plug to it, run a length of a 3 conductor cable just to a standard outlet. And what I've done on the outlet, hopefully you can see it here on the side. I'll tip the plug here. I've broken off on the hot side of the plug the tab between the two, essentially isolating the top from the bottom, basically making it two separate circuits. And as you can see, I've got a red and a black, so you got one source of 110 on the bottom plug and a separate source on the top plug. But you'll notice on the other side of the plug the tab is still present, and that's the return. So you have two circuits of 110 sharing a single return. Now what I'm going to do here is, you'll notice that I have an amp meter clipped around the return wire, because again the question is, well, how much current is my return wire going to have on it? And again, just to put a little bit of disclaimer in here, this is not a how-to. This is not how you should do it. This is strictly for informational reasons. This is strictly just to test a theory. And what I've done here is that you'll see I have one power strip on one half of the circuit, another power strip on the other. I have a couple of little night lights here, and the little black tape is just so I can cover up the photocells, because they're night lights, so they don't come on until there's complete darkness. And to really offshoot the load, I've also plugged in a night light to just one of the two halves. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn the breaker on, and then I'm going to turn first power strip on and the second power strip on. And the amp meter isn't moving much. Now I'm going to come over here and turn the big spotlight on, and you'll see the amp meter go up, and we're going to let that amp meter stabilize out. So I'm running a night light on one. There we go, 0.63. So I'm running a night light on one circuit, a night light on the other circuit, and a spotlight. So I should say night light on one, and a night light and a spotlight on the second circuit. and we've stabilized out to be about 0.63, 0.64.